Let's take a look at the metaphysical interpretation of our ancestors in regards to what is karmic debt. Basically, a karmic debt is a thought, action, or deed us or our ancestors have committed that we must rectify in order for us to move forward in balance and harmony. You see, before we are even born, in our DNA, we have generational trauma from our ancestors. Trauma that expresses itself physically, mentally, and emotionally that we must rectify. It is our responsibility if we want to move our genetics forward. You see, the concept of karma is going to come whether you believe it or not. It's a universal principle and law that will always prevail. So the Bible refers to karmic debt as generational curses, where the sons and daughters of a generation will pay for their parents' misdeeds. Basically, meaning that the trauma that your parents experienced will be passed on to you to deal with, and you won't be able to move forward until you heal from these traumas, such as addiction. Everything is passed on through your genetics and your DNA, even obesity, even mental health, even impoverished mentality, malignant narcissism, low self esteem, even dysfunctional behaviors are all passed on to you. Now you have to correct them in order for you to fulfill so called karmic debt. This is what the Bible refers to as a generational curse. So, how do we break this cycle and get rid of this karmic debt? As you can see, it starts with the grandparents telling their parents that they're stupid, which the parent internalizes as true and passes on to their generation of they're not good enough. The change is when you change the frequency and turn that negative into a positive. And this is what I mean. You see, this is the ancient Kemetic god Tahuti or Thoth. He represents thought or wisdom. They knew that a thought is the incubator of. Okay, so in ancient Kemet, they had the god Tahuti, which the Greeks called Thoth. He represented thoughts. They knew in the human condition that a thought produces an emotion, and from that emotion would dictate what type of behavior humans would display, whether it be a higher level or a lower level, based on the emotion that that thought produced. So they knew in order to produce a high vibration emotion, to get a high vibration thought, you had to go back and heal your inner child, because that's where the triggers happen from the abuse, from the dysfunction, from the abandonment, from the programming of the child. And if that child is not healed, that thought will produce a lower level emotion, which will dictate a lower level behavior. Thus, the karma will always repeat itself. You can never get out the loop. This is the ancient goddess Ma'at from Kemet. She has the scales. As you can see, one side is the heart and the other side is the feather. The feather is usually upright to symbolize an erection. So when we have that thought, what emotion does it produce? Does it produce emotion that connects with the heart, which is love, compassion, empathy, healing, nurturing, self-sacrifice? Or is it a thought produced by the feather, which represents the ego or man as an animal, only interested in food, shelter, clothing, transportation, avoiding pain, or seeking pleasure? That is the traumatized thought. This is the happy thought. Again, which thought are you categorizing in? Is it producing love as the effect, as the emotion, or is it producing fear? So, to overcome this karmic debt means that we must have the responsibility of healing not just ourselves, but the generations and generations that came before us. That trauma is now in our DNA, and it's up to us to heal it in order to move forward and not pass it on to our own children. Then the karma and the debt is paid. You see, we have up here where it says trauma and safety, and it's a 398 hertz. It's filled with fear, guilt, and shame. A lot of people are still in that frequency. So you're going to produce what that frequency entails. You're going to produce from fear. You're going to produce from guilt. You're going to produce from shame. You're going to produce from trauma. Thus, you can never get out of your own way. The next frequency you see unhealed people living on is the 417 hertz. It removes negative energy and thoughts and beliefs. Now we're starting to heal those karmic debts and generational curses. Then we get to 528, which is the heart frequency. Now we're creating space for positive transformation and heart health. Now we become in harmony, we become love, we become healed and from emotional trauma. Then we start to awaken and prove our ability. You must look within in order to release the karmic debt. If you feel that no matter what you do, you still getting the same result, that's because you're stuck in one cycle of these frequencies. It's a lower vibration. As you can see, these are the frequencies that we stay stuck in when we are trying to alleviate our karmic debt. It's a loop. All energy moves in cycles, and it's up to us to break the cycle, to break the curse, in order to raise our frequency or vibration. You see, the lowest energy has the lowest level of behavior. The higher frequencies have the higher level of consciousness. Thus, our behavior is more conducive to a spiritual being having a human experience. This is expressed through the esophageal frequencies. You can see the different frequencies do for your DNA, from removing pain to influencing energy fields to liberating guilt and fear, undoing situations and facilitating change, transformation, connection, expressions, and so on. What frequency are you living on? What are you channeling? Right? Are you stuck in a lower level frequency, and no matter what you do, you keep getting the same result? That's because you must look within first. The problem is not outside of yourself. The problem is inner. And once you start healing you, then the out will start to manifest what the inner is expressing. Are you living in shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride? Or are you living in acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment? The choice is yours. The greatest gift your Creator has ever given you is the gift of free will. Don't be locked up in the generational curses that has been passed on to you. You are not a victim. They were given to you to break the cycle because you were the chosen one to do it, so that those after you, that come after you, will not have to deal with the debt. It has been paid in full, and now you free all the generations that come after you. Dr. Bruce Lipton said it best: change your thoughts and you change your reality. Reprogram your subconscious mind. For a woman to heal, the little girl must return. And for the man to heal, the little boy must leave.